All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I am Sarabjit Kaur and with me is Sunil Verma. The headlines. President Ramnath Kovind to embark on a 3-day visit to Bangladesh in a short while from now to attend country's 50th Victory Day celebrations. Election Commission team to be on a 2-day visit to Punjab from today to assess poll preparedness. India's COVID vaccination coverage crosses 134 crore 53 lakh mark. Government makes prior booking of RT-PCR tests mandatory for international travellers arriving from at-risk countries. Omicron variant of COVID-19 spreading at unprecedented rate, warns WHO. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address valedictory session of National Summit on Agro and Food Processing tomorrow. In men's hockey, India to take on Bangladesh in Asian Champions Trophy at Dhaka this afternoon. And Indian shuttler HS Pranoy to face Darren Liu of Malaysia in second round of men's singles at BWF World Championships in Spain today. As India marches towards administering 150 crore vaccine doses against COVID-19, news about the new corona variant is a cause of concern. In this situation, we appeal to our listeners to get fully vaccinated at the earliest and help others get vaccinated. Please continue to follow these 3 simple steps to stay safe. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. For any COVID-related information and guidance, contact national helpline numbers 011-2397-8046 and 1075. As our nation celebrates the 75th year of independence, a series of events are being organized by the government as a part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. To commemorate the occasion as a Jan Utsav, All India Radio News brings its listeners a special quiz on India's freedom movement and its glorious history. The quiz is being conducted every Monday and Tuesday in the morning news since 16th of August and will continue till 15th August 2022. India Post has joined hands as the logistics partner with All India Radio News for the Amrit Mahotsav quiz. Recalling our yesterday's question, who was the first person to hoist the Indian tricolour in an international forum? The correct answer is Madam Bhikaji Cama, one of the bold women fighters of the Indian freedom struggle. She hoisted the flag in the conference of the Second International held at Stuttgart in Germany in 1907. AIR News got an overwhelming response from its listeners across the world, and the one lucky winner of the quiz is Kunal Gaurav from Ward number 10 of Garhwa in Jharkhand. The next question of Amrit Mahotsav quiz will be shared with listeners on Monday, 20th December. Celebrate 75 years of India's independence by participating in Amrit Mahotsav quiz with AIR News.
And now the news in details. President Ramnath Kovind will embark on a 3-day visit to Bangladesh this morning to attend the country's 50th Victory Day celebrations. President Kovind is attending the event at the invitation of his Bangladesh counterpart, Mohammad Abdul Hamid. The two countries celebrate 16th of December as Victory Day to commemorate the win over Pakistan and their unconditional surrender to our joint forces in 1971, leading to the liberation of Bangladesh. Briefing media last evening about the President's visit, Foreign Secretary Harshvardhan Shringla said Mr. Kovind will visit the National Martyrs Memorial at Shawar this morning to pay tributes to the soldiers of both countries who lost their lives in the Bangladesh Liberation War of 1971. The Foreign Secretary said later in the day today, President Kovind will hold a delegation-level meeting with his Bangladesh counterpart on various issues of mutual interest. During his visit, Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina and Foreign Minister of the neighbouring country, A.K. Abdul Memen, will call on the President. Mr. Kovind will attend the Victory Day celebrations at the National Parade Ground as guest of honor tomorrow. Mr. Shringla said President Kovind's visit has several significant elements that reflect the strength of India-Bangladesh partnership. Our correspondent covering the President's visit has filed this report.
This will be the first foreign visit of the President Ram Nath Kovind since the outbreak of coronavirus pandemic and also his first visit to Bangladesh. The visit is highly significant to further strengthen the relationship of both countries as they are celebrating the 50th year of victory of joint forces on Pakistan to liberate Bangladesh. Both countries are also celebrating the golden jubilee of establishment of their diplomatic tie. 6th of this month has been celebrated as Maitri Divas to mark their ties, decided to be celebrated during the visit of the Prime Minister Narendra Modi to Bangladesh in March this year. The President will also attend the concluding ceremony of birth centenary of Father of the Nation Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman in the Parliament of Bangladesh. Mr. Kovind will be the guest of honor and only foreign dignitary invited to jointly commemorate the Vijay Divas celebration of Bangladesh, which shows the high priority of both countries for each other. Sanjeev Kumar Singh for AIR News, Delhi.
Chief Election Commissioner Sushil Chandra, accompanied by election commissioners and other senior officers of the Election Commission of India, will be on a 2-day visit to Punjab from today. The Commission will take stock of the preparedness for the State Assembly elections due to be held early next year. Giving the information, Chief Electoral Officer of Punjab, Dr. S. Karuna Raju said, the Commission will today hold meetings with representatives of national and state-level recognized parties, Chief Electoral Officer and nodal officers of State Police and Central Armed Police Forces. Later in the day, the Commission will meet various enforcement agencies.
Honorable Election Commission of India Full Commission's visit is slated in Punjab on 15th and 16th December this month. Honorable Commission is coming to review the preparedness of the elections for the Assembly Elections 2022. And Honorable Commission will take a review meeting of all Deputy Commissioners, SSPs, IGs, Commissioner of Police and all officials who are involved in elections, including agencies who are involved in expenditure monitoring. There are agencies which coordinate force movement.
Tomorrow, the Commission will interact with a section of voters with disabilities and young voters.
India's COVID-19 vaccination coverage has crossed 134 crore 53 lakh mark. Out of the total vaccination, more than 81 crore 91 lakh vaccine doses have been administered as the first dose, while over 52 crore 61 lakh doses have been administered as the second dose. Union Health and Family Welfare Ministry said more than 62 lakh vaccine doses were administered till 7 p.m. yesterday. As part of the nationwide vaccination drive, the centre is supporting the states and union territories by providing them COVID vaccines free of cost. In Mumbai, classes for students of the primary and middle schools are all set to reopen from today after remaining closed for over 20 months due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Earlier, an order in this regard was issued by the government in which it had asked the schools in the city to begin its primary and middle section from today for 1st to 7th standard. More details from our correspondent.
The physical classes for primary and middle school students in Mumbai under the jurisdiction of the BMC will resume from today. The order for the same has been issued by BMC Commissioner Iqbal Singh Chahal, in which it is mentioned that the school authorities should ensure that all the SOPs are adhered to. It was earlier planned to resume classes for Standard 1 to 7 from December 4th, but was later postponed due to the sudden detection of the Omicron variant of COVID-19. Devapriya Bhattacharjee, AIR News, Mumbai.
The Airport Authority of India, AAI, has said that all international travellers coming from at-risk countries will now have to compulsorily pre-book RT-PCR test. It said test will be conducted as per the guidelines of the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. AAI further said this arrangement will start from 20th of this month at 6 airports of Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, Bengaluru and Hyderabad. Air Suvidha portal would be modified to all the passengers to mandatorily pre-book the RT-PCR test if they are coming from the countries at risk or have visited at-risk countries in the last 4 days. AAI has said link to the concerned airport website would be provided in Air Suvidha platform and would be displayed to passengers while filing the self-declaration form.
The World Health Organization (WHO) has warned that Omicron variant of COVID-19 was spreading at an unprecedented rate and urged countries to act swiftly to rein in the transmission. Omicron, which was first detected by South Africa and reported to the WHO in November, has a large number of mutations, setting alarm bells ringing since its discovery. WHO Chief Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus told reporters that the strain had been reported in 77 countries and had probably spread to most nations undetected at a rate we have not seen with any previous variant. Meanwhile, Europe has become the world's coronavirus hotspot. It has recorded 62% of the world's total COVID cases in the past 7 days, while the 5 countries with the world's highest infection rates are all European. In Britain, the ruling Conservative government suffered a major parliamentary rebellion as almost 100 of its MPs rejected new COVID restrictions as the country responds to Omicron. The Boris Johnson administration will introduce new rules on mask wearing, daily testing to avoid isolation, and vaccine passes for certain places in England. In the Rajya Sabha today, a discussion is scheduled on the situation arising out of cases of Omicron variant of COVID-19 in the country. The upper house is also scheduled to take up the Narcotics, Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Amendment Bill 2021 today. In the Lok Sabha, further discussion and voting is scheduled on the supplementary demands for grants second batch for 2021-22. There will be a discussion on price rise in the lower house today.
The Supreme Court yesterday allowed the centre to widen roads that are part of the 899-kilometre Char Dham project in Uttarakhand. A bench comprising Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, Justice Surya Kant and Justice Vikram Nath pronounced orders in the application filed by the Ministry of Defence seeking modification of the order dated 8 September 2020, which was passed by a 3-judge bench headed by Justice Rohinton Nariman in order to permit the Union of India to make roads with 10 meters tarred surface as opposed to the 5.5 meters as ordered by the court. Chief Ministers of BJP-ruled states will visit Ayodhya today to offer prayers at the Ram Janmabhoomi. Heavy security arrangements are in place for the proposed visit of the Chief Ministers. More details from our correspondent.
11 chief ministers and 5 deputy CMs are expected to reach Ayodhya today. They include Jairam Thakur of Himachal Pradesh, Pushkar Singh Dhami of Uttarakhand, Prema Khandu of Arunachal Pradesh, Shivraj Singh Chauhan of Madhya Pradesh, Hemanta Biswa Sharma of Assam, Basavaraj Bommai of Karnataka, N. Biren Singh of Manipur, Biplab Kumar Dev of Tripura, Bhupendra Bhai Patel of Gujarat, Manohar Lal Khattar of Haryana and Pramod Sawant of Goa. BJP National President J.P. Nadda is also scheduled to visit Ayodhya. The dignitaries will first arrive at Hanuman Garhi Temple and will take blessings of Lord Hanuman. They will do darshan of Ram Lala at Sri Ram Janmabhoomi in the afternoon. They are also likely to visit Ram Ki Paidi, Saryu Ghat and other important places of Ayodhya. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. President Ram Nath Kovind to embark on a 3-day visit to Bangladesh in a short while from now to attend country's 50th Victory Day celebrations. Election Commission team to be on a 2-day visit to Punjab from today to assess poll preparedness. India's COVID vaccination coverage crosses 134 crore 53 lakh mark. Government makes prior booking of RT-PCR tests mandatory for international travellers arriving from at-risk countries. Omicron variant of COVID-19 spreading at unprecedented rate, warns WHO. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address valedictory session of National Summit on Agro and Food Processing tomorrow. In men's hockey, India to take on Bangladesh in Asian Champions Trophy at Dhaka this afternoon, and Indian shuttler H.S. Pranoy to face Darren Liu of Malaysia in second round of men's singles at BWF World Championships in Spain today. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address farmers during the valedictory session of the National Summit on Agro and Food Processing tomorrow at 11 a.m. at Anand in Gujarat through video conferencing. The 3-day summit, which started yesterday, is being organized by the Gujarat government with the focus on natural farming. Farmers will be provided all the information related to benefits of adopting natural farming methods. The summit is being attended by over 5,000 farmers with 1,000 others connecting virtually from across the country. Government of India has invited expression of interest for strategic disinvestment or privatization of projects and Development India Limited (PDIL). In a tweet, Secretary of Department of Investment and Public Asset Management DIPAM Tuhin Kanta Pandey said the last date for receiving expression of interest is 31st January 2022. For more details, people can visit website of DIPAM www.dipam.gov.in.
The News Services Division brings you glimpses of the year 2021 in its special year-ender series, The Year That Was. Today, we take a look at the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission that aims to provide the necessary support for the integration of digital health infrastructure in the country. Launching the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission in September this year, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said the scheme has the potential to bring a revolutionary change in India's health facilities.
देश के 50 करोड़ से ज्यादा भाई बहनों को 5 लाख रुपए तक का हेल्थ एश्योरेंस देने वाली ये दुनिया की अपनी तरह की सबसे बड़ी योजना है। पूरी दुनिया में सरकारी पैसे से इतनी बड़ी योजना किसी भी देश में दुनिया में नहीं चल रही।
The mission will simplify the processes of the hospitals and enhance ease of living. More from our correspondent.
In the era of digitization, data is playing a crucial role in providing robust and affordable healthcare services to the people. Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission was launched with the objective of digitizing the healthcare system. Under this mission, every citizen will get a digital health ID and their health record will be digitally protected. Using a health ID is the first step toward creating safer and efficient digital health records. Health ID is a randomly generated 14-digit unique number which will be used for identification and authentication of individuals. The digital health record will be kept on record only after the consent of the concerned person. With the help of digital health ID, the patient himself and the doctor can also check the old health records. This information will be very useful in case of emergency as it is portable and easily accessible. Even if the patient shifts to a new place and visits a new doctor, the records can be easily accessed. Under Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, there will also be registration of doctors, nurses and paramedics. Along with this, all the hospitals, clinics, labs, chemist shops in the country will also be registered. This mission will prove to be a game changer in the health sector by addressing the healthcare concern of the needy and the poor. Bhupendra Singh, AIR News, New Delhi.
And now let's listen to our special program, Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav.
Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News, Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
In today's episode, we remember the Iron Man of India, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, who left us on 15th of December 1950. The idea of unified India was central in the understanding of Sardar, and to this end, he also promoted the idea of a national language. In his iconic speech at Madras in 1949, he affirmed his understanding of the national language and the idea of India.
You want me that I should talk to you in English. I shall obey your command. But take it from me that it will not be long before you yourself will have to speak in our own national language.
ఆంధ్ర భాష ఒడిలోన అమరజీవి అసువులు బాజావా కండదు దైవిలి.
We also remember Gandhian freedom fighter Potti Sriramulu, who died on the 15th of December 1952. He was imprisoned for participating in the 1930 Salt Satyagraha. Later, he also participated in the individual Satyagraha and the Quit India movement and was imprisoned on 3 occasions. He was a devout follower of Mahatma Gandhi and joined the Gandhi Ashram in Kumaravollu, Andhra Pradesh. Sri Ramulu undertook 3 fasts during 1946 to 1948 for the rights of the so-called lower caste people to enter holy places in the temples of Nellore. Commenting on Potti Sriramulu's dedication and fasting ability, Mahatma Gandhi once said that if only he had 11 more followers like Sriramulu, he will be able to win freedom from British rule in a year. In 1952, Sriramulu took up the cause of a separate state for Telugu-speaking areas of Madras state. He gave supreme sacrifice when he died after 58 days of fasting in support of having a separate Andhra. In his honor, Nellore district is named after him. We salute this great Indian patriot.
We also remember nationalist Satish Chandra Samanta, who was born on 15th of December 1900. He is credited for the formation of a parallel government named Tamradlipta Jatiya Sarkar in Tamluk, West Bengal during the Quit India movement.
Satish Chandra quit Bengal Engineering College in his second year of study in order to fight for the freedom of India. He joined the local branch of the Indian National Congress and later became the president of Tamluk Congress Committee.
Tamralipt Jatiya Sarkar was formed on 17th of December 1942 and Satish Chandra looked after its functioning until his arrest in June 1943. The parallel government lasted till September 1944 and undertook cyclone relief work, gave grants to schools and organized an armed Vidyut Vahini.
After independence, Satish Chandra Samanta remained as a member of parliament for more than 3 decades and dedicated his life to public service till his death on the 4th of June 1983. We salute this great Indian.
We also remember freedom fighter and social activist Raghunath Keshav Khadelkar, who was born on 15th of December 1905 in Ratnagiri district of Maharashtra. Khadelkar was one of the founding members of the Congress Socialist Party in 1934. He served several terms of imprisonment between 1930 and 1945 during India's freedom movement.
After independence, he helped form the All India Peasants and Workers Party in 1948. In 1955, he took a leading part in forming the All India Mazdoor Kisan Party. During his term as Union Minister for Labour, he is credited with championing the Khadelkar formula to raise the minimum bonus payable to workers from 4% to 8.33%. We salute this great Indian.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
In our special series Nishan, today we will bring you the landmark sites of Indian freedom movement at 4:45 p.m. in the program Parikrama. Best wishes to all consumers for Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Hallmark ensures purity of gold. Always purchase hallmarked gold jewelry. For any consumer related complaints, please contact National Consumer Helplines toll-free number 14404, issued in public interest by Department of Consumer Affairs, Government of India. Jago Grahak Jago.
The nation is paying homage to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel on his death anniversary today. Fondly known as Iron Man of India, Sardar Patel brought together more than 500 princely states with India. He served as the first Deputy Prime Minister of India and also held the Home Portfolio. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has paid tributes to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel on his death anniversary. In Jammu and Kashmir, one terrorist was killed in the gunfight with security forces at Uzgam Pathri village of Pulwama district. According to a police spokesperson, the encounter started late last night, in which one unidentified terrorist was killed. The operation was still on when reports last came in. Further details are awaited. In men's hockey, defending champions and Olympic bronze medalists India will take on hosts Bangladesh today in the Asian Champions Trophy tournament at Dhaka. The match will begin at 3 p.m. Indian time. Last evening, India were held at a 2-2 draw by South Korea in their opening match. Playing their first tournament after the historic Tokyo Olympics campaign, India started brightly and scored in the fourth minute through Lalit Upadhyay before vice-captain Harmanpreet Singh converted a penalty corner. Indian shuttler H.S. Pranoy will lock horns with Darren Liu of Malaysia in the second round of men's singles at BWF World Championships at Belva in Spain today.
And now let us take a look at the weather forecast for today. Srinagar and Jammu will have mainly clear sky. Leh and Gilgit are likely to witness generally cloudy sky. Muzaffarabad will have partly cloudy sky. The national capital Delhi will have shallow fog. Mumbai will have mainly clear sky. Chennai is expected to witness generally cloudy sky, and Kolkata will have mainly clear sky. Bengaluru will witness fog in the morning. Guwahati had fog in the morning and mainly clear sky later. Shillong will witness shallow fog. Temperatures will hover between 6 and 18 degrees Celsius.
And now an overview of today's newspapers. With concern over the new variant of coronavirus building up, 4 cases in Delhi as India Omicron tally inches up, informs the Hindustan Times. RT-PCR pre-booking must to fly to India, states the Pioneer. With the opening of schools across the country, quoting CEO of Serum Institute of India, COVID shot for kids above 3 years will be ready in 6 months, headlines the Indian Express. PM holds conclave with CMs, does night inspection of Varanasi. 11 BJP CMs and 3 deputy CMs will offer prayers at Ayodhya temple today, writes the Asian Age. Considered crucial by the Ministry of Defence for quick troop build-up along the India-China border, SC approves widening of 3 Char Dham highways is a lead in the Hindu. With a budget scheduled to be presented on February the 1st, Sitaraman to hold pre-budget talks from today, writes the Financial Express. And finally, the Times of India carries an encouraging story of Bhavya Nayan, who cracked the Delhi Judicial Service examination. Bipolar man to be judge, father recalls struggle.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. President Ramnath Kovind embarks on a 3-day visit to Bangladesh to attend country's 50th Victory Day celebrations. Election Commission team to be on a 2-day visit to Punjab from today to assess poll preparedness. India's COVID vaccination coverage crosses 134 crore 53 lakh mark. Government makes prior booking of RT-PCR tests mandatory for international travellers arriving from at-risk countries. Omicron variant of COVID-19 spreading at unprecedented rate, warns WHO. Prime Minister Narendra Modi to address valedictory session of National Summit on Agro and Food Processing tomorrow. In men's hockey, India to take on Bangladesh in Asian Champions Trophy at Dhaka this afternoon. And Indian shuttler H.S. Pranoy to face Darren Liu of Malaysia in second round of men's singles at BWF World Championships in Spain today. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.